Hi everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing what it's actually like being at a Russell Group University. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. Okay, a little bit of intro about me. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I go to Durham, and that is consistently one of the top 10 Russell Group universities in the UK. I'm currently in my third year, so I have a little bit of experience about what it's like being in a Russell Group university. And the first thing that I want to say is, do not underestimate the academic rigour. Like, obviously, Russell Group, that's the whole point of the Russell Group, right? They're research-intensive universities. I'll put some information in the description if I remember. But the whole point is that they are known for their high academic standards. And both for getting in, the entry requirements, and when you're on the course, you are expected to, like, be sharp and be on it. So, obviously, like, not to toot my own horn, everyone's like that here, so that's, like, it's normal, is what I'm saying, and that is, like, the bare minimum expected of you. So you're expected to sort of engage deeply with the subject, and the phrase you read for your degree really comes into play here, because I have read, like, I genuinely have lost count of how much stuff I've read over the past 3 years, but you will read, and you will read in depth, and you will read often, so be prepared for the academic rigour. It was quite, I often get asked, was it hard to get in? And the answer is yes and no. So obviously I worked my arse off during A-levels. Like, I worked non-stop for 2 years. I was burned out. I was very, very, very burned out. I cannot overstate how burned out I was. Was I burned out? Yes. But it worked because I got 3 A-stars. I've got a different video on that which I may link. But was it hard to get in? So, like, once you've got the right A-level grades and you've written a good personal statement, then kind of, no, it wasn't hard to get in, but also, yes, it was. So I was looking at some figures for, like, admissions for my department the other day, because Durham publishes its admissions figures, and for my year there was, like, a sort of 22% acceptance rate on my course, so there was, like, a 1 in 5 chance I'd get in. But obviously that doesn't take into account the variation in, like, grades and abilities of the applicants, so it might have been higher or lower, whatever. So the answer to it, is it hard to get in? It depends. Work your hardest. If you meet the entry requirements, there's obviously a better chance that you get in than someone applying with, like, worse grades. Although there are foundation years and stuff, so don't rule yourself out. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is research opportunities. So obviously the research output is a massive part of the Russell Group University, like, its unique selling point, as it were. And often there's, like, undergraduate and postgraduate students in cutting-edge research projects. So, for example, one of my closest friends, who does law, she is researching a topic in, like, it's to do with women's rights or something, and I do know more about this, but, like, she'll know more about this. But anyway, it's very cutting edge, and I'm extremely proud of her. But anyway, the point is you got the opportunity to work closely with, like, leading academics in your field, and, you know, I've had, like, guest lecturers and, like, regular lecturers who've written, like, key core texts, and you'll go to the reading list and it's like, obviously, yes, because they're teaching the module, they're going to put themselves on the reading list, but also, core texts in that field have written by that person, and I've also often had, like, guest lectures from academics from, like, Cornell, Oxford, etc, etc. So you really get to have access to some world-class academics who are fascinating people and extremely good at their subjects, and obviously, this means that I, a lowly undergraduate, get to ask my silly little questions to them, and they actually answer them, which is incredible and mind-blowing. Okay, Russell Group universities have excellent resources, usually, because they have, like, state-of-the-art labs, libraries. This is true of Durham. Like, we have a massive library, we have multiple libraries, but we have a massive library. Usually every college has a library, but that's a different story. And we have good labs, and also we recently got a new maths building, which is great, because the study spaces are, like, top tier. So I hung out there a lot in second year, but the resources that Russell Group universities have are really good. Also, we have, like, a very, like, diverse, very talented student body, so a lot of my peers are, like, immensely motivated, very high achieving. This is a sort of very stimulating academic environment, and it is a very, like, humbling experience, because I think this is something that a lot of other students have experienced, and certainly talking to a lot of my peers, they experienced it too, was, like, when you come from your school and you've got into Durham, like, you're usually like one of the best students at your school. And then you come to Durham and everyone is as smart as you, and lots of them are smarter, and it's very humbling because you're not special. But it's also very inspiring because you see all your peers and you're like, wow, that's cool. It's cool what other people are doing. So it's like, there's definitely a silver lining to it. Another big advantage is the networking opportunities. So Russell Group Universities usually have like strong connections with industry, employers, and a lot of them, including Durham, are what's called target unis. And this means that employers will actively recruit finalists, so like 3rd or 4th years, who are about to graduate, basically, because of the sort of the academic rigour of the course, and the employers will be like, yep, we want them, they're smart. Which, you know, to some extent is like a self-reinforcing stereotype, and question how ethical it is, but the Careers Centre is great. I can recommend it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is kind of linked, global recognition. So a degree from a Russell Group University, people are going to like it. That's just how it is. The Russell Group is often compared to the Ivy League in the States, and it's not exactly a one-on-one comparison because they're not exactly the same kind of thing, but yeah, close enough, I guess. Also, the support services, so academic support and mental health support. I will say that the experiences of my peers have been wildly variable, but personally I've experienced some good support. The mental health support in college was particularly good. I've had a couple of really good academic tutors who've been there for my academic questions, and when I was like freaking out about my degree, I was like, oh, I'm not good at this, they were like there to reassure me and help me develop my academic skills. So the support is, from my personal experience, pretty good. Okay, a little bit on extracurricular activities. If you have basically any interest, I pretty much guarantee there'll be a society for it. So there's like a Doctor Who society, I play D&D, and I think there might even be a hummus society, I'm not sure. That might be a different university, but anyway, if there is a society, if there isn't a society, you'll be able to set one up, and there probably will be a society, so you can basically do anything. There are like a million societies. Anyway, that's the fun part. But I will say that being at Russell Group has a lot of challenges. Obviously, a lot is expected of you academically, and the workload can be quite intense. It's usually manageable, but especially in second term of each year, the workload tends to crush you a bit. And I found this in first year, I found this in second year, and I'm slightly dreading next term, which is, fortunately, my final second term of my degree. But that's kind of where all the coursework crams in, and you're like deadlines every week, obviously. But anyway, if you have got in, then they think you can handle the workload, and that's kind of a compliment. I like that. So it's manageable, but it can get stressful, and that's why the support services exist. Okay, that's kind of everything I have to say about the main stuff. But there's a couple of quirks. So Durham is a collegiate university, which means that the university is divided and students will be allocated into a series of separate colleges. Now, Durham has 17 colleges. Other collegiate universities are famously Oxford and Cambridge, and there is another one, which I can't remember right now. But yeah, so it's like not all Russell groups will be collegiate. Some of them will be just everyone's like in the same body, but I wanted to go to a collegiate university because I just thought it was really cool. And also because I'm an introvert and making friends is a lot easier when there is a college community specifically for you. And I lived in college in first year, so I go to Castle. And it was really, really good for me making friends. Like, most of the friends that I have now are ones I met in college. So it's really helpful socially, and also from a sort of support point of view, like I mentioned earlier. Also, kind of on that point, I got to live in a castle in first year. Living on a World Heritage Site for a year was an outstanding experience. It was really, really, it was just amazing. I'd wake up every day and I'd be like, this is my life, this is amazing. Also, another quirk is they name all the different terms. So rather than term 1, term 2, term 3, the first term is called Michaelmas, second term is called Epiphany, and third term is called Easter. So we have a bunch of traditions, so there's college chants. Each college will have a college song and usually a mascot, and there's some of our chants are like in Latin and stuff. I knew more about it in first year. I've kind of forgotten because I moved out of college. We have formals, so these are like special dinners you can go to and you have to wear a gown. June Ball is another great tradition. So June Ball is like, obviously it's a huge party and you have it at the end of every year, and it's kind of important for like letting off steam after you've been working really, really hard all year. And it will go all night, and they have a tradition called Survivors where they take a photo of everyone who made it through the night without going home. And I did this in my first year and it was fun. I'm in the Survivors picture. Hogwarts vibes. A lot of people have told me it's Hogwarts vibes. Yes, it is. So that is my honest experience of being at a Russell Group University. If you are not already subscribed, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, like this video, follow me on Instagram, and that's it for today. Okay, bye!